Kevin Pearson took to Twitter and said that he thought that you looked scared of the ball and you were backing away from Mitchell Starc. Is that
really excellent?
But you didn't feel like that way.
No, that didn't feel like that way at all.
Eoin Morgan's smile disappeared when he was read out Kevin Peterson's stinging tweet, and just like that, the team's collective smile also looks to be disappearing thanks to the unexpected mire that they find themselves in. Pre-tournament favourites, a status built on a brand of cricket that has been exciting to watch at times, but at other times they have fallen prey to its own one-dimensional nature. England now are left with the challenge of winning both their games against India and against New Zealand to qualify for the semi-finals. Well, they still have the qualification in their own hands, but starting with playing India on Sunday here in Edgbaston, they have two tough games to win. And that is where it could get interesting for the home team. Well, Mohammad Shami has been the toast of Team India in the previous two games, picking up 8 wickets, including a hat-trick. But let's just forget those statistics for a minute. We can talk about statistics ad nauseum. For all those who are actually watching the game at the ground and probably on the televisions as well, there was a feeling of awe around his bowling. Shami steamed in, softened Chris Gayle up with a bouncer in that previous game, and then got him out next ball. Kept testing the batsman with pace, bounce, and there was that menace about him. It was this very menace to go with Jasprit Bumrah's awkward pace, bounce and Yorkers that adds a serious dimension to the Indian attack as compared to what they had in the 2018 ODI series against England, which England went on to win 2-1, later became the #1 ODI team as well. Incidentally, India have now taken over from England as the #1 side. So while England will go into this game with a lot of confidence from having won that series in 2018, the Indian attack in that one had neither Bumrah nor Shami this fit, or they had a woefully unfit Bhuvi coming into the third game, and it was an attack led by Umesh Yadav and had Sid call. Things could be a lot different this time, Jason Roy or no Jason Roy. I was just coming out of the press Kohli conference in which he stoutly defended the role that Vijay Shankar has played so far in the tournament, expecting him to play at number 4 again in this game. So for those people, those fans who think that there might be a change in the Indian batting, well, you could be in for a surprise, or more importantly, you'll have to wait before that happens. It was Sri Lanka's win over England at Headingley that opened the World Cup up. And since then, the results have started going a tad haywire for that home team. I went haywire there as well. Well, they went down to Australia at Lord's, and Pakistan and Bangladesh have won a few games to throw the proverbial cat amongst the pigeons for England. So much so that Eoin Morgan has had to endure a media baying for his blood after that Australia game, and that has also led to Johnny Bairstow complaining that England people, or the English in general, are waiting for them to lose, for them to be able to pounce on them. Like cats as well, not the proverbial ones. Well, the fan responses to that haven't been too kind to this as well. Ex-cricketers in the media, outside the media, haven't taken it too well either. Speaking of what others have to say about England's situation, Kohli admitted in that same press conference that I was speaking about earlier that he was surprised by how England have played in this tournament so far, and spoke of the pressure a World Cup brings. Incidentally, he had spoken about that same pressure before the start of the tournament when asked about whether 400 and 500 was possible in this game, in this tournament. This talk of pressure has been the theme of the tournament leading up to this game, and Jason Roy could make a comeback to the playing 11 the way things have gone for James Wins. I think he'll play even if he's half fit. Pressure situations, pressure measures. Now let's talk about some other talking points going into this game between India and England. We are in the business end of the tournament, but the pitches continue to remain the focus of whatever is happening apart from the actual cricket. Now, whether or not their cricket's been consistent in this tournament, England's pseudo issues with surfaces, with wickets here, has been very consistent ever since that 2017 Champions Trophy defeat at the hands of Pakistan. I'm quite sure that there will come a time when they will be left with no options but to start performing and winning matches on non-batting friendly pitches as well. But for now, they would be praying for an Edgbaston pitch that frees them up to play the brand of cricket that they so love doing. Second point here is that there's a football World Cup going on in France right now, and England has become, or they had become, the first team to qualify for the semi-final in that tournament. Incidentally, US won yesterday, and England will be playing US in the first semi-final. The England cricket team started this tournament off like they would become the first team to make it to the semi-final here as well, but the route will now become more circuitous, and it would be interesting to see how fans respond if they don't make it to the semi-finals. Thirdly, India will be wearing a new jersey, an away jersey, a jersey which has polarized fans to a large extent. Vijay Shankar's presence in the team, Kedar Jadhav's batting, Rishabh Pant's absence, MSD's slowness in the middle overs, that has also polarized fans a lot, and that's a lot, considering that India is the only team that has not won or not lost a single game in the tournament. Now, speaking about the jersey, Kohli gave it an 8 on 10 as a one-off. He doesn't want to wear that consistently. But more importantly, more seriously, he said that, you got to back Shankar at the position that he's batting at. It's not been an easy position. Obviously, he got a good ball last game. He was looking good. So all in all, Kohli has kind of said, or probably indirectly indicated, that Shankar will make it to the playing 11 tomorrow at that number 4 position.
They'll pick up 2 here. It's ricocheted off both them shins, I think. Handy 2 runs. And that's Ravi Shastri's 50. He's 51 not out.
Well, that clip that you just saw was a current coach, Ravi Shastri, getting to a half century. Why was it special? Because it was his last ODI half century. He played another series after that World Cup and retired. It was also the last time that England defeated India in a World Cup game, and the last World Cup where England won a cricket World Cup knockout game. It was in the semi-finals against South Africa, that very infamous match which led to South Africa going through the motions after that. Since then, India and England have played thrice in World Cup. England have not won a single game, a tied encounter in 2011 and 2 losses. Overall, these two sides have played 99 times, with India leading 53-41 over the last 2 series. It's 3-all at home and away, but 20-11 in favor of India over the last 11 years. India are also on a 5-match winning streak at this ground in Edgbaston, which includes 2 wins here at the last Champions Trophy against Pakistan and against Bangladesh in the semi-final. Kedar Jadhav, a lot of focus on him, averages 77 against England, but obviously he's played just 3 matches. Surprisingly, Kohli averages only 44.5 against England. That's his lowest average against any test-playing nation. Even Rohit Sharma doesn't do too well against England, having averaged 44 in his career. Talking about the bowling, Ravindra Jadeja's 37 wickets at 24 is the most wickets by an Indian bowler against England. He also concedes just 4.9 runs an over against them. But if he did not play in that last game, I'd be very surprised that he makes it to the 11th year. India have found Jason Roy very tough to dismiss, and he scored 298 runs against them at nearly 60, striking at 111 per 100 balls. Joe Root has nearly made 700 runs against India and averages as high as 57. Prediction time. Sorry about that. There wouldn't be any such thing happening in this game. That's my prediction. It's probably the British weather that has got to me as well. Because mind you, this is the first time that I've experienced this much heat. 31 degrees Celsius today. A little cooler tomorrow, but that's probably what has gotten to me as well. Speaking of what could happen is that because of this heat, the pitch could flatten out. We've seen that other surfaces have something in it for the seamers. It's kind of swung around at times. It's held up because of that extra moisture. But because of this heat, we could see the pitch flatten out. We could see the team batting first, score 300 odd, and chasing might not be that difficult as we have seen in the previous games. So win the toss, might just want to field first, but should be an interesting game tomorrow. Suneer Chowdhary here from outside Edgbaston, Birmingham, for World Cricket Chat.